This is the gospel according to the IRS, Breaking Points and Church Financial Updates. And now, here's the authority, Dr. Michael Chitwood and Breaking Points.
I'm Michael Chitwood. Welcome to Breaking Points today. We're continuing with our subject on grants, faith-based grants. And I've told you in the beginning that the playing field has been leveled. So grab a pad and pen. Let's get going with Breaking Points. And by the way, welcome to the program today. I want to thank all of you for your comments. And I had one person that called about stirring up that vision or gift. And I'll tell you, I was excited because he was excited. And I thank God that someone received that word about getting their gift or their mission or vision and dream stirred up. Now let's do something with it. So grab your pen and pad and let's get started. First of all, I'd like to mention a couple of things to you. When you're talking about grants, there's only a couple of things that wouldn't qualify for a grant. First of all, you don't qualify for a government grant if you don't have a source of income. So number one, you don't qualify for a grant if you don't have a source of income. Now I'm speaking about individual grants at this point. Number two, you don't qualify for a grant if you're in the process, if you're going through Chapter 7, which is bankruptcy. Now I didn't say that if you had been through it. I said if you were going through Chapter 7, then you don't qualify for this. So I want to ask you a couple of questions and make some notes of this. I'm not a U.S. citizen. Can I get government money? Yes or no? What is the answer to that? What do you think the answer to that is? I'm not a U.S. citizen. Can I get government money? The answer is yes. Number two, I have very, very bad credit. Bad credit. Can I get a government grant? The answer is yes. Number three, I'm very, very wealthy. Remind me of Donald Trump's book, the first property he bought in Cincinnati, called his book he wrote. I read that. Very good book, The Art of the Deal. And ladies and gentlemen, it's very important for you to realize that wealthy people get grants just like poor people get grants. So the question is, I'm very, very wealthy. Can I get a government grant? The answer is yes. Remember, it's not always you that has to qualify. It could be someone else. Now, make this note. There are two types of programs. Number one, we have a standalone program. And number two, we have what we call an attachable program. So the two types of programs are what? One, standalone programs. And number two, attachable programs. Now, number three, this is very important. And this is where most people get their grant just thrown right out the window. And that is this. Your paperwork must be complete, detailed, and in on time. I want to say that again, and I want you to write it down. See, this hasn't got anything to do except one thing. This is knowledge and information. This is knowledge, this is power, this is information, because knowledge is power, and power is knowledge. I want you to make a note. Your paperwork must be complete, detailed, and in on time. Now, the last thing, you need 4 things to find free grants, to find free money. 4 things that you must have. Number one, you must have a mission statement and a business plan. 4 things you must have. You must have a mission statement and a business plan. Number two, you must be 18 years of age or older to get a grant. You must be 18 years of age or older to get a grant. Number three, you need a budget, a detailed, what we call a projected budget. Projections, a budget. And a budget is just a good educated guess. Make it right. Don't just put something down that's not going to be reasonable and attainable, but put down a budget that you feel like is reasonable, a projected budget that you can reach. And number 4, you need to know where to apply. So the 4 things again, you need a business plan and a mission statement. Number 2, you must be 18 years of age or older to qualify for a grant. Number 3, you need a projected budget of what you're going to do, how much is coming in, and what the expenses are going to be, and it needs to be detailed. And number 4, you need to know where to apply to. Now, it's real simple. All of this is going toward the education and the knowledge of you beginning to prepare to write your grant. You say, well, did I need to know this? Yes, you needed to know this. This is an entire series on grants because everybody else is getting them. Why shouldn't you be getting a grant today? And ladies and gentlemen, I submit this to you respectfully. God wants you to participate in this massive transfer. And ladies and gentlemen, I have 3,600 churches that I represent in all areas of accounting, finance, legal, anything you can think of, we do it. And I want to tell you something. Our churches are getting grants right and left, and you know what? You just need to know how to do it. And it's going to be through a CDC, not through the church, but through the CDC. Ladies and gentlemen, you can do this. You can do it. I want to ask you a question right now, and I wish I could hear your answer. I just wish I could be there with you to hear your answer. Do you actually think you can do this? Do you actually believe that you can do this? Because it all starts with that. You have to believe. You have to believe that you can do this. Would you believe me if I told you that hundreds and thousands of organizations are getting grants right now to accomplish the vision that God has placed into their heart? You know what? I want you to be one of those people, and I know that you will be. Join me tomorrow on the program that deals with grants. This is Michael Chitwood. I'll see you tomorrow.
Breaking Points gives you the latest IRS updates and tax law. Pastor, if the IRS came to your church today, what would you say? If you really want your house of worship in order, call 1-800-345-9117.